All right, so I'm back for another video, and as you can see in the title, this is going to be my top 10 Dario Argento films. He's a really great director. He's made a lot of masterpieces. His newer films, not so much, but nonetheless, like, you can't forget all of the amazing films he's made throughout his life. So I'm going to start off with number 10, which was really hard. 10 and 9 are really interchangeable. They're kind of in the same for me, same boat. But for my number 10, I chose Four Flies on Grey Velvet. This one is the third of the Animal trilogy, his first 3 films. And it was the last one I needed to see. Well, except for, I haven't seen, yeah, I guess I should just, a little disclaimer. I haven't seen his newest film, which is, I think called Black Glasses or Dark Glasses. And I haven't seen his film Giallo, which people always put towards like the bottom of their list, like the very bottom. So I don't think that one would be making my top 10. And I also haven't seen his film The 5 Days, which is like his only mainstream film, I believe. Like it has nothing to do with horror. So I'm sure I'll see that someday, but yeah, so just a quick note, side note. But anyways, yeah, this one's really cool. I like the reveal, like kind of how they catch the killer. And this mask thing was a really cool idea. But I'm still a little bit confused with a couple parts, like how it all pieces together. But it's still a solid effort. For my number 9, I put Phenomena. I put this just slightly above Four Flies on Grey Velvet because I think overall I like the aesthetic and the shots and just how it was filmed. I think it's more artistic overall, but I put them both on the same level. Like I enjoyed them both, but I wasn't crazy about them. Yeah, people really like this one. But for me, I thought it was kind of middle of the road. But it's cool to see young Jennifer Connelly as the lead actress, and some really interesting things in this film. Okay, my number 8 is The Cat O' Nine Tails. I really like this one. I kind of wasn't sure like what I would where this would be on my favorites, but yeah, I liked it more than I was anticipating, so that's always good. And yeah, I thought it was like a really solid story. Some people don't really care for kind of the explanation of why the killer's doing what he's doing, but I really like that, actually. And there's some really memorable scenes with, what comes to mind is the little milk carton, and there's a couple other scenes where there's some crazy car scenes where they're driving really fast, and yeah, those are some of the scenes that come to mind. But yeah, I enjoy that one. Okay, my number 7 would be the Stendhal Syndrome. This was another like really pleasant surprise for me, because it's one of his more newer ones. So I wasn't sure what I was gonna get, but I really like this one actually. It's really well done. There's a couple random CGI parts which don't really fit. The first CGI part is really well done, and I thought, oh, okay, like this could work. Like I could be down with this. But then there's a couple other CGI things that happen where I was kind of confused why they went that route. But overall, it's a really amazing movie. The opening sequence, like the first 15 minutes or so, I thought was amazing. And it's a little controversial, I think, but I like it. I think it's interesting, and yeah, I really enjoyed this one. So my number 6, I think it would be, I chose The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Yeah, this one's really cool. There's some really memorable, the first killing, what am I trying to say? The set piece, I guess you would call it, is really like something that really sticks in your mind. It's really memorable, and like a good mystery with a really good. I really like the way that they solve, or they kind of, yeah, how they piece it all together. I really like that, and it's just really cool to see his first film, and you know, just how he started everything. And he kind of stepped up the genre of giallos to another level. Okay, so my number 5 is Opera. This was one of the first Argento films I had seen, actually, and I thought it was good. And then just over the months and over the years and stuff, like I find I would think about it, and then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, wow, yeah, that was actually much better than I remember it was the first watch. Just really interesting, really well done. Just the whole feel of the movie and how it's all like an opera like setting and stuff. It really all meshes well together. And it's really cool, and really innovative with these spikes on the eyes and everything. It's basically like it's a device to force the girl to keep her eyes open and watch what he's doing. And yeah, it's a really solid film. And my number 4, I have Inferno. Now this one, yeah, it's another really interesting one because it's kind of like a movie I've never really seen before. It's like, the best way I can describe it is basically like, it reminds me of a dream. Like the whole film to me is like, it's like when you have a dream and it kind of jumps around a little bit, but yet it makes sense at the same time. And the sequences are really interesting, and yeah, I felt like after I watched it, I was like, wow, it was like watching literally like a dream or something. Like, yeah, it's really, really like different, but I really, really like it. And some of the shots are like stick right in your brain. Cool ending, like cool little characters introduced here and there. Yeah, this one keeps getting higher and higher in my in my mind. Yeah, so that's my number 4. My number 3 is Tenebrae. I've always loved this one. It's really fun. I really, really like the pace of it. This was actually the first giallo of his I watched that I was really like glued to the whole time. And I think it was like the second film of his I'd ever seen. Anyways, yeah, I really like the pace of it, and trying to, like, I was really on board with this mystery of like trying to figure out who did it. And I thought the story was cool, how the guy was a writer and the killer is, kind of using his book as motivation for the killings and everything. And some funny parts, some really amazing scenes with, there's a famous scene where the camera goes like up the building, like into one of the apartments, and it goes up over top the building and come down the other side. And it's all done like in one swoop shot, which is really, really cool. And always people wondered how he did it and everything. I haven't looked up exactly how he did it, but yeah, it's a really awesome shot. And just overall, I really enjoy this film. Now for number 2, I chose Suspiria, because like, it's a really solid movie. And the first like 15-20 minutes is like, when I was watching it for the first time, sorry, I gotta reposition here. When I was watching it for the first time, I was thinking, wow, like, this movie, if it keeps up like this, is gonna be like the greatest film I've ever seen in my life. Like, that's how amazing that the first like 20 minutes are. And don't get me wrong, the whole movie is good. But yeah, it's something about those first like, 20-25 minutes or whatever is like, wow, this is a masterpiece right here. And yeah, I love like the fake blood. The villain girl is really creepy and everything. Yeah, solid film, and it's just one of his masterpieces for sure. And then for my number 1, I chose Deep Red. For me, nothing could top this one, just in my opinion. Just like so many of the scenes were just drilled into my head. I really love the reveal thing. And I actually caught that on the first watch. Like, I kind of picked up on, what the reveal thing was. But I kind of thought, oh, maybe I'm wrong or something. But yeah, it's just really, really cool. This scene in particular is really cool. Like, just, yeah, look at this cover, first of all, it's amazing. One of the best covers I've ever seen. And yeah, I believe it's this character. I think she's the psychic. There's this scene with like her in the room, and she says, "Oh, the killer's here in the audience," or something like that. But yeah, and she's like spitting out her water. I always remember that part. I love that shot of her spitting out the water. It's like, I don't know, little things like that in this film just like are amazing. And the lead actor is really good in it. Does a really good job. The pacing is just amazing. The deaths are amazing. Loved the reveals. And there's some really creepy parts, like the doll. Everyone, you know, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The doll part, amazing. Like genuinely scared me for a minute there. Yeah, I just love everything about this film. So for me, I knew it was going to be my #1 spot. Yeah, so yeah. And also, I want to give a quick shout out to one more film here. I wanted to give a shout out to Sleepless. It was just out of my top 10, but easily could have been in my top 10 because so I watched this, you know, a couple months ago or whatever, and the first it starts off so strong, really strong, like the whole train sequence, and there's like a murder, I think, you know, soon at the very beginning, and the train sequence and the blue folder, like I was loving it. I really liked all of that. And then it just kind of, for me, it kind of just slowly went downhill like as the movie went on. But still though, I enjoyed the film as a whole. If only it just had kept up that momentum for me, it would have been like in my top 5. But yeah, I just wanted to give that a quick shout out. All right, so that's my top 10 Dario Argento films. Yeah, see you guys next time.